All right, awesome. Welcome you guys to another episode of Success Nonetheless. I'm so excited to have a boss in the building, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Needs no introduction. He has the hottest book out right now, The Art of Flipping Bricks. Whether if you're in business, whether you're real estate, I mean, just want to go to the next level. This is the book. It's a must read. I actually got 2 copies. My brother
I
took one of them
appreciate
from
that.
me.
Right?
So definitely, I'm so excited for you and your success. I'm excited to get to the book. And to really hear about your personal journey, your story, and any life lessons you could share with the world. So, welcome, Mr. Douglas Parson Jr., the celebrity realtor, aka no salary cap.
No salary cap. Definitely in the building. I appreciate you having me, Kat. I've also seen your growth to this success, nothing less. So I've seen your journey too. So, like, trust me, it's my pleasure to be on your show. I appreciate you having me totally. So I appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you. So let's get started. I just want to go back from a second.
Okay.
Let's start about your upbringing in Indiana and then kind of move forward. And how did you go from, absolutely nothing to now?
Well, actually, if you look in depth to the title of my book, The Art of Flipping Bricks, let me start here. Well, definitely born and raised in Indianapolis. It's tough for people that look like us there. So when I was growing up, it was either like you was working in a plant, meaning Ford or something like that, or a lot of people were selling drugs, doing the wrong thing. So for me, I started off playing football. I was all in the school, but after that ended, I like cars and I like jewelry and I liked all those things. And the people that were doing the wrong things is the one that had it on and was driving it. So that's kind of like the way I kind of went. I went through all that, hustling. It was something else. I'm so glad I made it out. But in 1996, to fast forward, that's when I decided to just, give it up and start living my life on the right path. And, I got into real estate in 2000 and it kind of took off there.
Okay, awesome. So where did the idea come in, to do real estate? And did you have any script? Did you did you do cold
Hold
call?
on one second. I lost you.
Process.
Hold on one second. I lost you.
You lost me?
I did. How do I get her on here? 1 second.
What did you click on?
Nothing.
Okay, go out.
1 second.
Okay.
Just go out.
Go out? How do I go out?
X out and then.
No problem. Douglas will be right back. Oh, there you are. Hold on, let me add you to the screen.
Sorry about that. I'm back. I don't know what happened, but we're back. We're live.
That's technology for us.
It is. But I forgot the last question.
So walk us through. Yep, how you started.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest. The way I started is I'm gonna fast forward to 2000, but how I got started in real estate was I actually came to Atlanta, Georgia. And when we were looking for homes, an African American young lady was showing us these homes, and when she pulled up, she had a convertible red Benz, and she had cornrows, and she looked like me, and she was doing real estate really big. And so when we were out looking at houses, she was like, "Hey, Doug, would you and your wife like to come to my house for a little while?" And we came to her home, and it was a huge mansion, and she had pools and theaters and things like that. And I had never really seen that where I was from. So, I asked about the business and stuff like that. And she was just like, "Hey, just go to school, go to this school. And, I'll definitely put your boots on. I'll show you everything you need to know." And that's exactly what she did. So I called her maybe a year later, something like that. "Hey, I got my real estate license." She was like, "Come on to the mansion. Let's get started." And that's kind of how I got started. I seen somebody else that looked like me that was doing it at a high level.
Okay. So, why did you write your book, and why now? Is it the pandemic, or do you feel like people always come to you asking, how did you do it? So what was the inspiration behind the book and why now?
It was really a plethora of things. So really what it was like one of my clients, he's actually an entertainer. His name is Safari. And so one of his friends would happen to be looking for a house in Atlanta. So I was like, okay, send me his information, XYZ. So when I started looking for this home, we gained a relationship. So I kind of got to telling him where I was from, the life I had changed my life, and different things that I had been through. And he was like, wow, you come from nothing to a super high level, and he also is an author, Clarence McNair. And he says, you should do a book. And I was like, nah, I don't think I want to do a book. But a lot of people over the years, like tons of people come to me, ask me for mentorship and things like that. And I said, oh, I guess we'll try it. So anyway, it was a tough journey though. Like it really was tough. It took me a whole year to write it. My wife definitely helped me with that. I definitely appreciate Dr. Parson for helping me with that. But we got through it. And it turned out great. I really love how it's put together, how it was written by myself. And, Clarence definitely put me in the game with how to put it together. And I mean, it just took off from there.
Awesome. So let's talk about perception as reality. In your book, you talk about how you got to dress for success. But then I also want to put a special twist on that some people think just because you got the Rolex or you got the cars, that doesn't close deals, right? It's what actually comes out your mouth. It's your knowledge, it's the wisdom. And actually, can you talk about that so people don't get confused that they think all they gotta do is dress up and come to the table?
Well, I mean, if you dress up and you look a certain type of way, once you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, it's going to come out you don't know what you're doing, but I definitely do say dress for success, because some of the clients that I work with, not that they're any type of way, but if I pulled up in a Toyota Corolla and I had on, like just regular average Joe clothes and things like that, they wouldn't perceive me to be what I am anyway. So, I've always been a big advocate of you definitely got to dress for success. And if you don't, you can lose a deal or two. That's just how it goes. You got to look like success to do well at the level that I'm at. Maybe not at a lower level, but at the level I'm at, you have to look like success. It's mandatory.
Okay. So what was the process like when you first started, as far as building your clientele? How did you improve your closing ratio? Because I'm sure it's pretty low when you first started, and then you just got better and better. So what was your steps? What was your mindset? Any seminars you attended? So let's walk us through that.
Well, I know, like when I first got started, and I know I had told you about the lady that really got me into real estate. Her name is Elizabeth Johnson. I appreciate her showing me the ropes, like truly. So, but anyway, repeat that question one more time. I want to get this right.
Walk us through the steps. How did you improve your closing ratio? You started off with 0, and now you're batting 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. How did you do that?
Absolutely. So, I gained so much knowledge over the years. I've been in the game over 20 years now. And just real quick, when I first got in the game, real estate game, I didn't sell hardly any houses, so my ratio was very low. But what I was doing with my licenses, I was able to do something called BPOs. And that's basically a broker price opinion. And that's what any major bank, when I was doing it, needed me, because if they needed to know the value of a house they was getting ready to foreclose on, if somebody was trying to get PMI insurance taken off of their house, or if they just wanted to know what this house was worth, that they were selling or whatever they were doing with it. They would pay me to tell them how much the house is worth. So in essence, it was like a short appraisal. And I made six figures doing that, out the gate. So me coming from what I came from to be able to make six figures doing that, that was enough for me at the time. But as time went on, you get burnt out. So when I got burnt out, that's when I try to start selling houses to people. And so how I got to the level I'm at is honestly is referrals, so one of my, actually the person that forwarded the book, Coach K, Kevin Lee, he's actually one of the heads over at QC, which, they have people like the Migos, City Girls, people like that. He referred me some high level people that he was dealing with. But I tell you this, he didn't just do it because of that's family or anything like that. He did it because he knew my ratios were good. Like I really knew what I was doing. And I would give the people that he sent me a certain level of excellence. So that's kind of how that went. A lot of people ask me, how do you get to be a celebrity realtor? And it's like, once you get to dealing with a couple of them and you do good, then they refer you to their friends, which just happen to be celebrities.
Okay. So let's talk about the current market right now. As we all know, it's crazy.
Super crazy.
Oh my gosh. People paying what, 50, 80, 100K over asking price, waiving contingencies. What?
Just right off the bat, I had a deal that was the price of the house was $850,000. That was the list price. I did win the bid. We win the bid for $992,000. So it started at $850 and we ended up at $992. So that tell you a little bit about the market real quick. So, and here's another bad thing. Like I say, I'm an investor too. So like currently I'm in the market to buy. I got tons of cash, friends with cash. They want to buy too. It's a shortage of properties. Like the last offer I put in that I for sure thought I won, it was like it went 30,000 over value as well. It was 63 offers on the house. So when people talk about, oh, what's the market gonna do? I'm gonna wait till it go down. How are you gonna wait till it go down when there's 63 people bidding on one property? So I kind of feel bad for new agents that are not connected with agents that are really good, know what they're doing, because that would be frustrating to a new agent. Like, you got a great buyer, financing is good, they got money, but they keep losing like for months, especially in that $250,000 range. 250,000, it is tough. The last flip that I had, I think I listed it for 260 and it might have sold for 285. So it went like 25,000 over what I even had it listed for. And then with the contingencies that you're mentioning, like, you don't get the appraisal contingency, and it state that in the contract. And if you try to come back, then we just keep that earnest money that we have of yours. So it's tough. You got to know what you're doing.
You're right. And speaking of real estate agents, how, for people just getting started or looking at it from a perspective of becoming a real estate agent, what are some of the things to look out for? I know a lot of times people want to support their family members and friends who are doing real estate just because and make money. Tell people the bewares and what to look out for and why it's important to choose, a real estate agent that's seasoned and know what they're talking about.
Well, that's so important. So let's just take it to investing, as far as flipping houses. Like, yeah, your mom or your aunt or your cousin, they definitely may have just got their real estate license. But if they're not savvy with, like I told you, I got paid for doing values for years. So if they're not good with pulling comps, if they're not familiar with the current market, because they just got started, which everybody is bidding way over, if they don't know how to do a lot of these things, adding so much stuff in contingencies, then you will be looking for a year to 2 years. But if you get an agent that know what they're doing, they're savvy, they've been doing it for a while, they know the current market, they know values, like, and then like me, like I've done BPO so long, it's like I can walk in, I can come in any neighborhood south of Atlanta and I can tell you what it's worth as is, or after it's renovated. It doesn't matter because I've been doing it so long.
Okay. So let's
get a
talk about
seasoned
doing
agent.
it. Huh?
I'm sorry. So get a seasoned agent.
Oh yeah. So what were some of your hardest challenges? What are some of the things that people don't know that you had to just, walk on faith, walk on water, and just do it afraid that people don't get to see?
Agents, like in the beginning, I tell you, a lot of agents, in the beginning, I hated because I had to do a whole lot of cold calling and riding around town looking for sale by owners, trying to get listings and different things like that. But a lot of agents are under the assumption you go to real estate school, then you pick this big company like Remax, or you pick a big company like anybody like that, Caldwell Banker, Harry Norman, and they think that you're going to go there and they're going to say, here you go, here go 5 buyers and here go 3 listings, go make money and come back. I know agents call me, hey, how many listings do you usually keep and how many buyers do you usually work with at one time? And I'm like, really? Like it's endless. It's no number, but your brokers are not going to give them to you. So don't go to real estate school and then think you're going to go to a Keller Williams and sign up and they're going to give you all these leads and stuff. Like, you got to figure it out. They will have training, but you're going to need a little more than that. So pick wisely.
Okay. So what steps would you recommend people to first invest in? I go back and forth with people all the time. Should they invest with, one house, like a single family house or a townhouse, right, or should they go and just go to 4 units, 6 units, 8, 12? Like, what is your recommendation?
So my thing and my personal preference would be, if you can afford to do the multifamily, why not do the multifamily? And I'm the type of guy, I like to keep stuff real simple. Like, I even like to flip houses near me. Like, it's more deals outside of my where I live at or my side of town, but I like to just keep it real easy. So hold on one second. I lost her again.
Again?
Yeah. 1 second, I'm sorry. I'm back. Sorry. All right, so let's start the question over. What'd you say?
You about to have me forget the question.
You forgot it? How can you forget that? You interviewing me.
Hold on. No. So would you recommend people to buy one house or multifamily unit? Yep.
Multifamily unit. If you can afford it, buy it. We call those doors. So 4 unit would be 4 doors. And you can just make quadruple the money, or if it's a duplex, twice the money. So I would say do that first. And then you can focus on that. It gets tough after a while, say, going to maintain 4 different houses as far as you trying to keep the maintenance up and all that type of stuff. Rather, if you have just a 4-plex right there and you can make sure the landscaping is good and the building is how it's supposed to be, and it's in one central unit. That's just my take on it. If you can afford the 4-plex, you get a good deal on that, do that. It's more money.
So what about managing properties yourself versus people trying to, squeeze their dollars and not pay for management, companies to run the property? What are your views and take on that?
I definitely would say get a property manager. It's just less headache on the homeowner. They got other things. They just want to worry about, when is my money coming in every month? And if it's the issue, call me. Which we actually have a property management company. It's called Legacy Property Management. And, we have great rates on managing property and we make it real simple. So if anybody ever is looking for property management, definitely reach out at I Am Real Estate 1.
Okay. Now I got to switch gears and I have to give it up to your family, your amazing wife, your sons for sharing you today with us.
Thank you.
How do you balance that and still have their support with continue to execute your vision? Like how do you do that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's always been a family affair. I mean, from real estate, like my wife, real estate Blondie on IG. She just got her real estate license. She's been watching me do it for years, so it's funny to see her like emulate and do things that I've done in the past, and I didn't even know that she was looking. My sons, I have two boys by my wife, and whenever I get properties, they always come. They do trash outs at my house. They do electrical stuff that doesn't take much, so they work with me too over the years in this real estate business, putting out signs, doing landscaping for flips. And Real Estate Blondie, at one time she had her little show, but she hadn't been working much lately because we hadn't had a lot of renovations to do at the house. But I mean, she's pretty good. So it's always been a family affair.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about running comps.
Right.
What's the easiest way, or I guess what are some of the steps that people can do to be able to look at a property, even if they're not physically there, and do the comps real quick? And especially, and I guess another part to that question is to not get so hung up because the property is so nice and that it'll eat all your money essentially.
Right. So definitely, let me explain real quick to what them is pulling comps. Pulling comps is merely whatever house you're pulling comps for. You're just trying to find something that's similar style. Like if it's a ranch, you're really looking for a ranch style home. Or if it's split level, you're looking for split level. But you want to, when you're looking at pulling comps, the subject property is the one that you're doing a report on. So you want to go ahead and keep it within 10 years age difference, whether it's older or newer than your property. You want to stay right now. You want to stay 6 months out. So you only want to you want to see what's sold in the last 6 months that's similar to your subject property within a half mile to a mile radius, so you can know what the real value is. And also, like especially when you flipping, you got to know what the value you should be paying for something is, right? And then you also need to know the ARV, like after repair value, what it'd be worth. So it's great if you're an agent, or if you have an agent, he can send you the comps and you can literally look at the pictures and say, oh, okay, that one needed carpet, that one needed paint, that one needed flooring, and say, so those that look like this, they're paying about this amount. And then you can flip over to the ones that got the new carpet, the stainless steel appliances and the hardwood floors, and they've been renovated. And you was like, okay, so when we renovate them, they this price. So you're gonna be looking for two different prices. As is, and then you're looking for the ARV. So get your agent that know what they're doing, or you can go on Zillow. Sometimes you can find the sales. Sometimes they're accurate, sometimes they're not. So I would just, like I say, you definitely need to check out, have a good agent on your team. If you're buying, you're not paying them. They get paid from the person selling the house. So get you a good agent. It's free.
So what are your thoughts about Section 8 housing and student housing?
I at some point want some student housing near a campus, because if you get a nice, like we were talking about, fourplex or eightplex or whatever, and then you make it really nice by a college, I mean, you set. Them students are coming in and they gotta pay, or their parents gotta pay. Scholarship, somebody gotta pay. So that's always good. Section 8, I'm definitely not against Section 8. Section 8 for an investor is actually great, because that check is going to be there every month. It's going to be there. Now, a lot of people talk about where they tear your house up.
I was just about to stop you on that.
They tear your house up, but I mean, you don't put a cheap cabinet in that house. Put some sturdy in there. Don't put these beautiful hardwood floors that they're going to scratch up in there. You know what I mean? Put LVP, luxury vinyl, where it's going to be hard for them. Like, you got to put sturdy stuff in there. You can't just put this little cheap, oh, they Section 8, I'm going to put this little cheap stuff in there. No, you need heavy duty. But more than anything, like, you want that payment at the end of the month.
Right.
So that secures some people. I mean, it's some people love it, some people don't. I'm not against it.
Okay. So what were some of your early, I would say, lessons learned? I've always told people, and people have already told me, it's not how much money you make, but it's how much money you keep. So
Right.
talk about the importance of that, and especially generational wealth and things like that you mentioned here in your book.
Well, I can keep referring back to this quadruplex. That'd be a great investment that you can have, and you can have that for years and years and years and maintain it, and then your kids can have it. But more than anything, like I wrote this book because a lot of people like say like I came from the street life, even though I changed. So a lot of those guys don't know what to do with their money, things like that. Um, we can go to dancers. We can go to people whose grandparents or parents have died and left them 30,000, 50,000, whatever they have left them. They don't know what to do with that money or how to move it around. They don't know how to give that money legs to make more money. So I'm trying to show them a way where you can take that money and some good credit, right? And buy these properties. You get them, you rent them out, and you keep them and you give them to your children and they give them to their children. But you can't just when you close these deals on these properties and stuff like that, as far as an agent, like you can't just go out and blow your money. Like even if you're a regular working person, you just can't go out and blow your money. All I can say is like if it's not real estate and stocks, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Then even with the people that got 401ks or savings, when I do my calculations of how much I can make off a typical flip, which on the low side is say 30,000, and people have this 401ks that they never want to go in. They got these savings that they don't want to go in, and they can make so much money with that money. So I tell them, hey, tell me what you're gonna make from your savings account, in 2 years, and I will kill that number. And it goes the same way for the 401k. So they got to start getting some of that money out and start flipping, and giving their money legs. And, that's one of the first steps of generational wealth. Definitely, I would say do that, and buy properties, and try to have something for your children. Don't blow it all.
Exactly.
Right.
So how long did it take you to write this book?
A year.
Wow.
Took me a year. Probably would have took me 2 years, but my wife, Real Estate Blondie, helped me with that. I appreciate her so much. I can't mention that enough. I thank her for that.
So what's next for you? Are you going on a book tour, or what can people expect from you?
Next is I'm going to put out the audio version. I got some big things going on and happening with how I'm going to bring out my audio book. So that's going to be huge. So just stay tuned for that. I'm working on that now, as well as I'm also putting out a documentary that's going to follow that. And it's really going to dig into, where I'm from and what I was doing in the streets and things like that when I was in my hometown. And it's going to show you the journey from that to where I am now, and it's going to be gut wrenching. It's going to be great. Like the documentary definitely will be good. Other than that, I'm also building here in Atlanta now too. So south of Atlanta, there's a gated community that I'm building $1 million home in. So that's something real big for me. I'm doing that. I'm flipping. And also, I do have a book tour coming. Dates will definitely be coming out like in the next 30 days. I'm going to my hometown on the 15th. Young Jock actually has a show there. I'm going to be down there. They're going to have us on the radio, talk about my book, things like that. So just looking forward to a big year. And just keep on moving forward. Keep it going.
Awesome.
Right.
And I want to wrap up with these last 2 questions. So as we all know, being a champion, sometimes you got to take losses, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do in those moments, when you do lose and nobody sees it behind the scenes? How do you how do you stay motivated and encouraged during those times?
Well, let me say this. I never took a loss on a real estate investment. Never. And I've been in it for over 20 years. So I never took a loss there investing. Now, if you're talking about losses, like say for instance, me and my clients were bidding hard, going hard on a property, and we lost it, like those losses, I take them tough sometime for that day. I take it hard on myself for that day. Then I go to bed, I pray, and the next day it's like, okay, like you got to keep going. Like the winners keep going. You know what I mean? So every time I lose, it's like, you got to keep going. Like you down for that day and you got to come back up and just keep going. And I promise you, like I call it, keep batting. You got to keep on batting. If you ain't batting, then you're not doing nothing. So I stay batting.
No perfect answer.
Right.
I swear you got media training or something.
No, not at all. I just try to keep it real. And that's how I think I'm gonna be able to help a lot of people, because like a lot of people that do what I do, they not as I don't know what you would call it. They just, some people that I know that I connect with, they see me and be like, if he can do it, I can do it. So that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm really trying to show people that it is not that hard. Like some people make it so hard, like chemistry, and it's not chemistry. It's just regular math. It's nothing big to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm about to say who. Okay, so who would be your ideal client that you haven't necessarily tapped into just yet?
That's a good question. I don't know who I haven't tapped in yet that I want to work with. I want to work with some big time movie stars. So if you're in the movie business and you're coming out here and you at Trilla Studios now over in Pinewood Studios, I'm here for you. Just DM me at I Am Real Estate One. Also, I wanted to mention that I also have a show. I have a channel on YouTube. And the channel is called Digs with Doug. I've been having it for a couple of years now. You can definitely log on and subscribe there, where I have my Dig show, where I go to multi-million-dollar homes, luxury homes, and I show the homes that I'm selling currently or have sold. I mean, there's some phenomenal properties there, and definitely, why I got you, definitely, you all go to Walmart, you all go to Books A Million, you all go to Barnes and Nobles, you all go to Amazon online, at Walmart, and definitely pick up the book. The book is $20 at Walmart. I mean, that is a great investment.
Yes, definitely. And I want to put something out there right now. Definitely support you. So if you guys can go to successnothingless.co on Instagram, we're going to be giving a few of these books away. So I definitely want to support you guys. Make sure you go to our Instagram page and also email us. Let us know how this interview has changed your life, any perspective, any nuggets you've gotten tonight. Please email info@successnothingless.co, and we'll try to get some of these copies of the book. I'm not going to say how many we're going to mail out, but I definitely want to support you, support your vision. And definitely. Of course, get these testimonials coming in. And like I said, I probably read this book twice last night.
Good.
Easy read. I know a lot of people don't like to read, which is
that's why I did it. That's why I did it. My guy Clarence McNair, he was on me about, I need more. I said, Clarence, trust me, the people that I'm trying to reach, like some of them are not just like avid readers. So I try to keep it short and simple and to the point, where everybody can grasp it, and get the real feel. So also, I'm doing a mentorship. I'm getting ready to put that out there on social media. So my next flip that I'm actually working on to get right now, I'm going to have 5 mentees come work with me through the whole process, from the purchasing to the going through the house, seeing what we need to, renovate the house, to meeting with the contractors, to putting it on the market, to going to the closing, to celebrating after the closing which is typically 60 days later. So I'm going to take them through that whole process, so, they can get them some extra money going, keep their day job, and they can get this extra money, on their time off, on their day off.
And talk about, while you're on that point, talk about the importance of not quitting your day job.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to have some deals that you kill it on. Now, I said I never had an investment that I lost. Now, I have had one or two that I broke even on. So I would definitely say keep your day job, because this is not a 9 to 5. If you work 8 to 4, you can start after you get off, dealing with contractors and things like that, and put things in place for the next day. But definitely don't quit your day job. You want this to be in addition to. So the average person, say they make $50,000, $60,000 a year. Off one deal, I can show them how they can make $30,000. So let's just say you just focus on doing one deal a year and you make $30,000. Well, that almost take you up to $100,000. So let's say you like it. After a couple of years, you get good at it. Now you're doing 2 of them. And when I say 30,000, that's minimal. So, it's something that everybody that wants to be in business and give their money legs, I know I keep repeating that, but if you don't, it just dwindles away. So definitely I would suggest everybody that, feels really good about, they really want to learn the business, to keep them one going, at one time. Keep your day job. Agents, I know you might jump in the game and you hit it out the ballpark a couple of times because you know a couple of people, but it's up and down too. So I would just keep my day job and just maybe eventually wing myself off, but just don't dive in head first.
And let's close with I think it's important that people keep their integrity and character in business, and talk about how important that is. That it's hard to find people nowadays to keep their word. I know some people may have not seen the Ray Koch documentary, but that's why contracts and things are in place now, because people don't keep their word.
Right. So you definitely got to have some integrity in this business. And I know I have bit my tongue many times because I wanted to keep my integrity. But some people that I do business with, it's not many of them, but some of them just do sloppy business and just, it's not good. But you can't just blast out, hey, this guy's doing bad business and all this. So I've always been a man of my word. I've always kept my integrity. Nobody can go back and say he did this bad thing or he did this ever. They can go look at my real estate license and see that I never have had suspensions or anything like that. But you definitely got to have integrity in this business if you want to stay in the business long.
And finally, as we wrap up, so what's the vision for yourself right now?
The vision for myself is to continue building homes. Absolutely, keep flipping homes. Now that my wife has gotten into the business, I've thought about, possibly starting a small real estate firm and taking on a few agents. But to be honest, it's a small percentage. I just like the way I'm going. I want to continue to build. I want to continue to flip, and I want to continue to live my life. I like to travel, I just like to kick back. So I just want to do what I got to do. And me and my wife can just enjoy our life, my kids, and just live off real estate. Like I'll be doing real estate till the day I die, So that's Perfect. It. I love what I do. It's not a job. So I'm just thriving to keep building homes, keep investing, keep making money, and, help some people along the way. That's how I get my blessings. And this book is going to help some people. So.
Awesome. Well, make sure you guys pick up The Art of Flipping Bricks, #1 bestseller. Yes. Walmart, Amazon. The audio is coming. And yes. I'm just so excited and happy for you. Like I said, amazing book. I know this is going to change lives worldwide, not just here in the U.S. Yes. And I see nothing but great things for you. Again, I want to say thank you. Time is the one thing we could never get back. Right. And I definitely appreciate you. So you guys, make sure you guys go get the book, follow him right now. And I'm excited for you and your success. Thank you again.
Definitely. I appreciate it. And keep going up. I see you. Trust me. I see you. And one more thing. It's funny.
Yeah.
Because when I kind of started first coming up, when I first on social media, I first started really getting into coming up and selling $1 million houses. You was supposed to interview me long time ago. Long time ago. And I forgot what happened. You was traveling or something like that, right?
I was.
Still, we've been in connection. Also, big up to your clothing line.
Thank you.
Definitely big up to that. And but it's funny how, it came back around full circle. Now we are here when I'm kind of up there. And we're doing an interview. So, hey, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you having me. And we'll talk soon. Much
Yes,
love.
definitely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.